Well, good evening and welcome to another exciting episode of Love Not Fear. I'm Jack Cox, author of Love Not Fear. And I'm with my gorgeous co-host Annie Day, who's written two scrumptious books.
Your Guide to Feeling Fabulous, Fast and Orgasmic Health.
So about 9 months ago, Annie and I did a show on sound healing. And we thought today we'd follow it up with some fresh information. So I've just written a very short introduction. The healing benefits of sound. Cymatics is the process of visualizing sound by vibrating a medium such as sand or water.
Oh, yeah.
Let's take a quick look at the history of cymatics, beginning with the observations of resonance by Pythagoras, Da Vinci, Galileo, the English scientist Robert Hooke in the 17th century, and then the German scientist Ernest Chladni some 100 years later. Chladni created a famous experiment using a metal plate covered with sand. He also calculated the speed of sound moving through different gases. Clever guy.
Yeah, very clever. And I've seen those cymatic patterns. They are just beautiful, aren't they?
Incredible, incredible. The next person to explore this field was a gentleman called Hans Jenny in the 1970s. And he was the one who actually coined the term cymatics.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Then, bringing us right up to the present day, we have John Stuart Raven. Raven updated Chladni's work by connecting a metal sheet to a sound driver fed by a frequency generator. And as the frequencies increased, so did the complexities of the patterns that appear on the plate.
Yeah. Gorgeous, aren't they? Really gorgeous.
Cymatics is an almost magical tool. It's like a looking glass into a hidden world.
Yeah.
There are numerous...
Andrew. Admit Andrew. There we go.
Admit Andrew.
Hi, Andrew.
Hello, Andrew.
Good evening. How are we all?
We're good.
Very well.
We're doing good.
Sorry we weren't here last week.
Yeah, there was no explanation, and I saw this second recording, but then I realised it was both sessions were recorded 2 weeks ago, and you'd split it into two sessions. I thought I'd missed one, but I'm glad I haven't.
No, you haven't. You haven't missed anything.
I thought I can't have missed it because I'm on it.
Absolutely. Right, tonight we're talking about cymatics and sound healing.
Indeed.
I've seen the Facebook message. Thank you for reminding
brilliant.
me.
Yeah. Cymatics is an almost magical tool. It's like a looking glass into a hidden world. There are numerous ways that we can apply cymatics to actually start to unveil the substance of things not seen.
Yeah, we like doing that, don't we?
We certainly do, Annie. The list of scientific applications is growing every day. For example, in oceanography, the lexicon of dolphin language is actually being created by visualizing the solar beams of the dolphins that the dolphins emit.
Wow.
It's hoped that in the future, we're able to gain some deeper understanding of how they communicate.
Yeah.
We can also use cymatics for healing and education. We'll be talking a lot more about the healing applications later.
Yeah, absolutely, Shug.
There's still a lot more in this field to explore. And we're still in the very early days, really.
Yeah, for sure.
And there aren't many people working at it. But consider for a moment that sound does have form. And we've seen that.
Yeah.
It can affect matter.
Yeah.
And cause form within matter.
Yeah.
Now take a mental leap and think about the universe forming. Think about the immense sound of the universe forming, of the Big Bang. Perhaps cymatics had an influence on the formation of the universe itself. In the beginning was the Word, or so we are told.
Yeah, I don't see why that wouldn't be true.
So if matter rearranges itself according to the sound patterns passing through it, perhaps we could use that for healing too.
Okay, one of the lovely things that I'm privileged to be able to do is sound healing. So I'm just going to tell you briefly about what it does, but also I really wanted to be very honest about all the different things that I've seen over the last 20 years that have been helped by sound healing. So sound healing therapy uses aspects of music to improve physical, emotional, and psychological well-being. The person being treated partakes in the experience with a trained practitioner. Music therapy may involve listening to music, singing along to music, moving to the beat of music, guided meditations, or the therapist singing or playing an instrument to you. Healing with sound is believed to date back to ancient Greece or Egypt, when music was used to cure all sorts of health disorders. Throughout history, music has been used to boost morale in military troops, help people work more productively in Japan, and to even ward off negative spirits by chanting. We're fond of chanting, aren't we? It's pretty lovely. There are a few different types of sound therapy, each with different benefits. Guided meditation is a form of sound healing in which you meditate to voiced instruction, either in a session, a class, using a video or an app. Meditation can involve chanting or repeating mantras or prayers or affirmations. Researchers found that guided meditation to music offers a number of health benefits, including stress reduction, decreased anxiety and depression, improved memory, pain reduction, lowers cholesterol, decreases risk of heart disease and stroke. And then neurological music therapy can reduce stress, promote relaxation, and it's been shown to be more effective than prescription. I'll try and talk properly.
More effective than prescription drugs.
Yes, that was exactly what I wanted to say, really. In reducing anxiety levels before surgery. In a study published in 2017, it was found that 30-minute music therapy session combined with traditional care after spinal surgery significantly reduced pain. Music therapy is administered by a trained provider who assesses the individual's needs. Treatments involve creating, listening, singing, moving to music. It's used for physical rehabilitation, pain management, and brain injuries. Tuning fork therapy uses calibrated metal tuning forks to apply specific vibrations to different parts of the body. This can help release tension and energy and promote emotional balance. It works similarly to acupuncture, uses sound frequencies for point stimulation instead of the needles. There is some research suggesting that tuning fork therapy may help relieve muscle and bone pain too. Brainwave entrainment, also known as binaural beats. You'll see on YouTube sometimes that it says healing music with binaural beats. So this is what it is. This method stimulates the brain into a specific state using pulsing sound to encourage your brain waves to align to the frequency of the beat. It's supposed to help induce enhanced focus, entranced state, relaxation and sleep, which for some of my patients is a big issue. if you've been an insomniac for a while, then it's really good for you to find some way of actually having a really good night's sleep. Though more research is needed, there's more evidence that audible brainwave entrainment does indeed reduce anxiety, pain, and symptoms of premenstrual syndrome, as well as improving behavioural problems in children. So music therapy treats anxiety disorders, depression. It's especially good for removing PTSD, dementia, autism spectrum disorder, and many learning difficulties, behavioural and psychiatric disorders, and cancer. Some of the benefits of music therapy include lowering your stress levels, decreases mood swings, lowers blood pressure, lowers cholesterol levels, teaches pain management, lowers risk of coronary artery disease and stroke. How it works: most therapy uses different aspects of sound to improve your emotional, physical, and psychological well-being. How it works depends on the method being used. Most music therapy sessions are experienced one-to-one. So some of the healing instruments, you know, I love to show and tell.
Yeah, show and tell, Annie.
Along with the voice, so I sing to my patients. The following are some of the different instruments used in music therapy. So this is a deer skin drum, and it is part of the wonderful Circle of Life. My second master teacher birthed this on Dartmoor. So as the deers die, their skin is used to make this beautiful drum. And then at the back you can see it's the gut and the bone as well. So this drumstick is actually made from a windfall and then part of the deer's skin as well. So this is the beautiful sound it makes. It's F sharp, which is our beautiful heart. So again, this is the Circle of Life. So as you can hear, it makes a really, truly beautiful sound. So I'm just going to pop that down there. And then one of the other drums that I have is called a tank drum. And again, there is a magical story attached to this, that I manifested this in beautiful Glastonbury. So this is the sound that it makes. It's made out of a Calagas bottle, and then it's painted. And yeah, this is a beautiful, beautiful sound for sound healing. So that beautiful sound is the tank drum. What's even more lovely is it's actually got a flower of life in the centre of it as well. So yeah, this beautiful creation was in Glastonbury, and yeah, it definitely had my name on. I definitely manifested that. So the next thing I wanted to show you was this. I'm just going to move my bracelets up. So this is a Tibetan singing bowl, basically. And again, it's tuned to F sharp. So it's particularly good for removing pain. It's especially good for rebalancing us and getting us back to being our beautiful, beautiful selves. These are sometimes called tingshas or temple bells, and this is the beautiful sound that they make. So what you can do is you can use it to clear your own energy and to raise your vibration. You could use it over a particular part of the body where there's pain or an injury. And again, this beautiful sound is very, very healing for that. And then in my treatment room, I have this beautiful gong. So when the treatment's finished, I use this to clear the energy so that the next person into the treatment room has a clean slate, if you like. So this is the sound it makes. But also this too can be used as a healing method by just holding it near to the pain or the site of the injury. It's especially good for clearing negativity, so it's especially good for that. And then moving from the brass instruments to wooden instruments, this is a forest flute. It's made from ash, and it was made from a windfall. I actually made this lovely, lovely flute. It's got beautiful grain on it. And again, this could be played to help people as well. So that I'm very out of practice from playing this, as was very obvious from that. But again, this is a really good idea because it is made from a windfall and it's got that really lovely sound. So that's another thing that we could use for sound healing. And then this is one of my favourites. I've had this for a very long time. This is a rainwater stick, so you could shake it. So you could shake it from head to toe. Or you could equally roll it on the person's body. I'm guessing that you can still perhaps hear this. And just that frequency of that tinkly little sound can really make a profound difference. So the next one is an seed pod, and it comes from an African plane tree. So it's got actually the seeds within it that you can see. So this comes from the African plane tree. And again, how we'd use this, we could either go around the aura of the whole body using the plane tree seed pods,
or we could go to a specific part of the body that needs some additional help. So I'll demonstrate on my arm. Or it could be done out in the aura. So that's the African plane tree, and these are seed pods that make a beautiful percussion instrument. And then also from Africa, this is from a different tree, and these are the seed pods for this. So again, you could use it to go around the aura, to clear any negativity. Or again, it could be done at a specific part of the body. And then another African shamanic. This is one of my favourite things. As you can see, it's got a monkey on it. And this came from Art of Africa, and makes a delicious sound. That's the more African seed. And then this also is African, and it's got little tiny pebbles inside it, which is a far more subtle sound than the other ones. And again, you could use it for a specific area of the body, or you could go all around the aura, just clearing away any grief, any loss issues, anything that's holding us back from being the magnificent, beautiful souls that we truly are.
Well done, Annie. That's absolutely beautiful.
I see. Do you want the harp chair or Noe?
Yes, let's have the harp chair. I shall follow you around.
Okay. So this is my beautiful harpsichord chair, and it's tuned to F sharp, and I've what shall I say, customized it by putting a flower of life on, because that's what I really love. So usually the patient would sit on the chair and I would strum them from the back. Or either myself or the patient would sit on it and again strum it. And I've found over the years that it's wise to either myself or the patient that's using it to stay on until you cannot hear the sound anymore. You'll hear the reverberation going on for some considerable time. And what it does is it clears the aura. It clears the aura of any trauma, any PTSD, and just realigns and rebalances us, mind, body and spirit.
Can we have a look at the back of that chair, Annie?
Yes, certainly. take the hats off if the hats are not necessary.
Right, okay.
So those are the
it really
strings
is-
for it, and it's made out of olive wood,
Yeah.
which in most spiritual traditions are about peace, you know, and the olive branch. So yeah, this is the beautiful harpsichord chair. So although it's tuned to F sharp, it's actually got a deeper resonance the lower down the strings that you've got. It goes on for a long time.
It's absolutely beautiful. I've never seen one of those.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? It really is. So I'm very blessed that the man who sells this is a man called Jonathan Barnett of Sound Travels. And yes, I fell in love with this chair many moons ago.
Well, thank you very much for sharing all that with us, Annie.
Very much my pleasure, lovely Jack Cox.
I wanted to sort of explain to people that although this is how you do a music and sound healing therapy session, you could go out in nature, in your back garden, and just listen to the wind chimes and listen to the bird song, because that is equally, you know, sound healing as well.
Yeah.
Bless us. Well, we tried, Jack. We tried.
Apparently one of the most healing nature sounds is a beehive.
Yeah, bees for sure. And I know how much it gladdens my heart when I hear the blackbirds in the morning. I'm like, everything's all right with the world because the blackbirds are up and at it.
Yeah, we love our bird song.
So you could use pan flutes, harps, and of course I've got my lovely harp chair. Some methods use a variety of instruments in one session, which can include guitars, piano, singing bowls, or other instruments. Though evidence may be limited on some methods, music therapy has been found to be effective for stress reduction, relaxation, and has been shown to offer a huge range of health benefits. You may have come across the term gong bath or sound bath.
Oh yeah, we love our gong baths.
Oh, they're scrummy, aren't they?
Been to some lovely ones in Glastonbury.
Oh, and one on the Chase that I went to that was amazing, really amazing.
Yeah.
They're two wellness techniques encompassing under the sound healing umbrella. Sound healing is the holistic practice that allows you to sink into a deep state of meditation using therapeutic grade instruments, creating calming soundscapes. During the session, you may be lying on a yoga mat, meditation carpet. Comfort is key. So the one I went to, we all had to take our sheepskin rugs to lie on. And then they came round with these, they were just massive gongs, Jack, just absolutely gigantic. And then those beautiful crystal bowls as well were just lovely. Sound healing sessions are often called sound baths, as the sound is said to wash over you. When only a gong is used, it may just be called a gong bath instead. Instruments that create resonance are used to promote a sense of calm and relaxation. Himalayan singing bowls, crystal singing bowls, drums, gongs, and temple bells can be used. It won't be a minute.
Wonder what she's going to bring.
It's one of my neighbours. Okay, so the sound frequencies experienced in sound healing slow down brainwaves to a restorative state, which activates your body's self-healing system. Sound healing is not to be confused with any other. Sound healing is what you're likely to find in studios that offer sound meditation. The main aim is relaxation and can be done in groups or individual sessions. We've said about the gong baths, usually there's quite a few people, isn't there, that would be experiencing that, whereas perhaps a sound healing session might just be you and the person that you're with. Well, it may sound revolutionary. Sound healing is nothing new. Most ancient cultures will have used some form of sound therapy, from the singing bowls of Tibet, Nepal and India to the drums and chanting of ancient Greece and Egypt. Sound healing can even be traced back more than 40,000 years in the use of didgeridoos by the indigenous Australians. And that's a really lovely sound, isn't it?
Oh, it's
really
a gorgeous sound, absolutely gorgeous sound.
Just, oh yeah. It's thought that sound healing was used to promote relaxation, treat mental health issues, and even ward off evil spirits for the indigenous Australians. More recently, researchers linked music and sound healing to a number of well-being benefits. It's part of a wider trend that sees us looking to ancient practices to solve modern problems. Consider the ubiquity of yoga, traditional Chinese medicine, therapies like acupuncture, and much lauded superfoods like chia seeds, which were first used by Aztecs and Mayans. Modern science is now catching up to help ratify what these ancient cultures already knew. So in sound healing, frequencies are used in the same way as breath in meditation to influence shifts in our brainwaves. Sound healing works by activating the parasympathetic nervous system. So it is the opposite of the fight or flight response. So the parasympathetic system is what gets you back into that calm, peaceful, grounded state after a shock, for instance. It slows down your breath rate, your heart rate, and even your brain waves, putting you into an almost trance-like state. This sends a signal to your body that you are safe and therefore allows you to fully relax. It also gives your brain the opportunity to organize your thoughts, hence the clarity that can often come after a session too. Sound healing also triggers a phenomenon known as entrainment. The soothing frequencies emitted in a sound healing session provide a stable pattern for our brainwaves to mimic, flattening stressful fluctuations. Essentially, the brain falls in sync with the sound frequency to move from the typical beta dominant state, which is concentration, focus, or stress, to a restful alpha dominant state. Combined with the activation of our parasympathetic nervous system, this encourages the body to slip into deep relaxation. So what are the benefits? The heady combination of overlapping sounds, vibrations, and frequencies is said to foster inner calm and induce a meditative state. Sound healing can make you feel rested, relaxed, and less stressed, even after only one session. Over time, it can improve your sleep, improve your clarity, make you more resilient, and help you overcome past or present traumas. And that's what I think it's really useful for. Lesser known benefits include pain management, lowered blood pressure and cholesterol, decreased risk of heart disease, while at the more subjective end of the spectrum, sound healing is said to help clear energetic blockages and balances all the chakras, which I'm going to tell you some more about. For many proponents, though, the joy of sound healing lies in its escapism. We've all heard pieces of music where we just literally are not, you know, we're not here, we're off somewhere much more peaceful and calm, aren't we?
Yeah, and certainly a few pieces of music that do that.
Yeah, absolutely, sweetheart. It's a kind of dream-like state, isn't it? A really kind of magical state. The most important thing to note when we begin the sound healing journey is that everybody's experience is unique. While one day you may have an emotional breakthrough, another you may simply feel blissfully relaxed. I'm happy with blissfully relaxed.
Yeah, I'll have a pint of that.
If you are at home doing this for yourself, create a peaceful and comfortable environment before you get started. Dim the lights, light a candle, cuddle up with a blanket, place a bolster under your knees. Whether you're hoping to engage in a sound bath session or on a deeper level, you are seeking ways to bring sound healing into your everyday life. And as I said earlier, go out into the garden, listen to the wind chimes, listen to the bees, as Jack said, listen to the, listen to the beautiful bird song as well, and the rustling of leaves. All of those sounds put us into a soporific state, basically. So remember that the best thing about sound work is that it meets you exactly where you are. I tell patients to relax and be at peace if they fall asleep. Sometimes we get this idea that it's very rude to fall asleep when you're having reflexology or a massage or whatever. It's not. Your body does its best healing when you're asleep. So actually, go to sleep, relax, and just let your therapist do the funky magic. And what I would say is make sure you don't have coffee or alcohol before a session, just because they dehydrate your body, and you really want to be nicely, beautifully hydrated, and drink plenty of water afterwards, like you would after any natural therapy. If you don't have access to a sound healing session, then simply head into nature. A riverside or a park will provide you with the opportunity to indulge in a natural sound bath, listening to the rustling of leaves on trees, the gentle lapping sounds of the river, or simple bird song, and also beaches. I really like the sound of the waves, coming in either gently or not so gently. And I'm sure that that is very healing for us as well, to hear those sounds.
I love the sound of the sea.
Me too.
Absolutely adore the sound of the sea in all its moods.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whether it's quite violent, like in Newquay for all the lovely divers and the surfers, or whether it's much more gentle, it's just such a lovely, lovely healing sound, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
So I thought I'd also talk about solfeggio frequencies. We talked about them briefly on our sound healing number 1. So I wanted to concentrate on specific ones that I think would be really useful to us.
Okay,
So 396 solfeggio frequency has beneficial effects on feelings of guilt. I thought that might be quite good to just get rid of that. This frequency cleans the feelings of guilt, which often represent one of the basic obstacles to self-realization. Because if we're feeling guilty about something that we did or said or didn't do or didn't say, then we can't really move forward, because there's a bit of our energy still doing that guilt thing. So let go of the guilt. You've always done your best. All of us have, all the time.
And we can't let ourselves have the best of everything when we're trying to punish ourselves. We're still blaming ourselves.
Doing, do. Should we not do that?
Got the t-shirt, yeah. Got a wardrobe full of t-shirts, yeah.
Vibrations of music release you with this frequency, the 396 solfeggio frequency, from the feelings of guilt and fear. This solfeggio frequency is also used for awakening and turning grief into joy. So again, it's very good for any of us that are grieving as well. It gives power to your goals. It eradicates feeling of guilt, even the guilt residing deep in our subconscious minds, which again is problematic because we don't even know it's there, do we? Running in the background.
No, it's eating away at our souls and we don't even know it.
You don't even know it. So I love that by using 396 hertz, can help to get rid of guilt that is deep in your unconscious mind that you are, we are completely unaware of. It helps you overcome the fear, which is usually the main obstacle in realizing our dreams and goals. As Jack so beautifully said, we can't be doing both, can we?
Can't, no.
You can go for your goals, or you can be doing guilt from the past, but you can't do both simultaneously.
You can't do both. There's no point in putting your foot on the accelerator when you've got the other foot on the brake.
Love it. That's exactly what we'd be doing, isn't it, really?
Yeah, yeah.
So it liberates you from subconscious negative beliefs and thoughts, and is used for balancing your root chakra. So again, it's another of those beautiful, delicious earthing and grounding techniques. So 417 hertz solfeggio frequency is one of the beautiful solfeggio frequencies, which is known to eliminate all the negativity inside us. It is a frequency that can bring about significant change. It marks the starts of new beginnings in life, and it's so powerful that it can reverse and undo negative happenings. It removes negative energy from the body, removes negative energy from your home or office, removes negative thoughts and behavior patterns, undoes situations with negative outcomes, facilitates change in you and others, helps you to come out of trauma, and is used for balancing the sacral chakra. Then 528 hertz solfeggio frequency is known as the love frequency, Jack Cox. We should know all about this with like a radio show called Love Not Fear. It's a
All
miracle.
we need is love.
La 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 la. All we need
is
Where's your
love.
book, Andrew? Interrupting.
Speak, Andrew, or it won't record it.
All we need is love, love.
Yay!
Love is all we need.
So
I'll put
we
a
all
link to
need
Andrew.
the
I'll put a
love
link to
frequency.
Andrew's book in the show notes.
Wonderful, Jack. So we all need 528 hertz solfeggio frequency because it is the love frequency. It's the frequency of transformation, is known for its powerful transformation effects on human body, as it helps to reduce the stress hormone cortisol in our bodies, which is followed by its beneficial effects of increased amounts of energy. It also helps in balancing and tuning the solar plexus chakra, which helps in more self-confidence, self-esteem, and self-love.
Yeah.
So if we're going to love somebody else, we've got to learn to do it for ourselves, haven't we?
Got to love ourselves first.
Absolutely, darling. And then it promotes reducing stress hormones such as cortisol, brings transformation and miracles into your life, heals chakras, which is followed by the beneficial effects of increased amounts of energy. And then 639 hertz solfeggio frequency enables us to connect and balance harmonious interpersonal relationships. This is being used for bringing harmony in families, friends, and in our social circles. The ancient solfeggio frequency enhances communication, understanding, tolerance, acceptance, and love. I think we could all do with a bit of that as well, couldn't we?
Yeah, we all need more of that.
It enables the creation of harmonious interpersonal relationship, and this tone can be used for dealing with any relationship problems. And again, it's useful for balancing the heart chakra. And then 741 solfeggio frequency is used for solving problems and awakening your intuition. It cleans the cells from different kinds of electromagnetic radiations. This tone will lead into pure, stable, and spiritual life. This solfeggio frequency is helpful in helping you to feel peaceful and calm. It also cleans the cells, removes toxins, and detoxifies the cells and organs. It cleans the body and home, workspace and eliminates electromagnetic smog, basically. So, you know, from all the devices that are plugged in. It purifies the mind and body, promotes expression and solutions, and is useful for balancing the throat chakra. So anytime that you've got a sore throat, that would be a really good frequency.
So would that be good for a thyroid as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Anything that's, you know, and our thymus as well. So anything that encompasses anything from our higher heart and our throats, it's going to do all of that, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then 852 solfeggio frequency is used to raise awareness and return you to your spiritual self. This frequency is being used as a means for opening a person up for communication with the all-embracing spirit. It enables the cells to transform themselves into a system of higher energy levels, helps to return spiritual order, awakens your intuition, awakens your inner strength and resilience, raises cell energy, and is useful for balancing your third eye or brow chakra. And then last but not least, 963 hertz is associated with awakening intuition and activating your pineal gland, your beautiful, beautiful pineal gland. And it's called the pure miracle tone. It awakens our crown chakra too and raises the positive energy and vibrations to help us to connect to our very source. We are made of vibration and energy. When crown chakras awaken and open, we reach to the highest vibrational states, and it opens the accent. It opens us up to access.
Put your teeth in.
I know. I don't. These are always tongue twisters, aren't they, for both of us? I will start again. We are made of vibration and energy. When the crown chakra awakens and opens, we reach to the highest vibrational state, and it opens the access to that infinite cosmic energy. This frequency reconnects you with spirit and awakens any system to its original and perfect state. It enables you to experience oneness and connect with the divine, like that.
Yeah.
And then musical notes. So, you know, you could use tuning forks, you could use I don't know, a wind instrument, you could use whatever to create that sound, or you can get those sounds on YouTube. So musical note C is our beautiful root chakra. You can't see what I'm doing, but I'm actually pointing to my root chakra.
But take your word for that, Annie. X-rated show.
The root chakra is
like itself.
I was just thinking we were doing really good, not giggling. And then I just destroyed all that. So the root chakra is located at the base of your spine. It is associated with survival, ambition, grounding, and earthing one's physical level. Musical note D, which is our beautiful sacral. The sacral or water chakra is located just below the navel and is associated with creativity, sensual and sexual energy and relationships. We've talked about that quite a bit, haven't we?
Yep.
In the joyous sex video
that we did a few months back. Yep.
Yeah. And then the musical note E is yellow. Our beautiful solar plexus or fire chakra is located midway between the heart and the navel. It's associated with physical energy, traveling, personal power, and emotions. And then our beautiful, beautiful heart, F, or rather F sharp, is green. The heart chakra is located in the center of our chest and is associated with compassion, understanding, healing, and love of every kind. whether that's self-love, romantic, sexual, family, or just love of our beautiful earth. All of that is what happens with our heart, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then musical note G is blue. My lovely scarf on. The throat chakra is located at the base of the throat. It is associated with communication of all kinds, speaking one's truth, clairaudience, and taking away pain. And then musical note A is indigo or purple. The brow or third eye is located in the center of the forehead. It is associated with clairvoyance, intuition, understanding, and inner vision. And then, last but not least, musical note B is violet or white. So in the Eastern system, it's violet. In the Western system, it's white. The crown
So
chakra.
what note was that?
That was B.
B. Okay.
The crown chakra is located at the top of the head and is associated with spirituality, meditation, and cosmic connections and awareness. So when you want to enhance certain energies, find the corresponding note with a tuner or an instrument, hum or listen to that note while you visualize the part of the body where that chakra or energy center is located. What do you think?
I think that's brilliant, Annie. I think that's
And we're
just
only a
what
little
we
bit
need.
over time.
No, I think that's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you very much for doing all that research for us. Now, Annie, let's see if I can find this, because I might not be able to find this.
Okay.
I might not be able to find this.
We were very gifted by the universe today, weren't we? That those two links came up on Facebook about sound healing as well. Masarai Emoto, and about the other one with cymatics for healing as well. So yeah, we're very blessed, aren't we, Jack Cox? We're being directed by the universe.
We are very, very blessed bunny rabbits. Now, Annie actually sent me this link this morning, and I did read it. I'm going to read it all to all of you now, and maybe the three of us can discuss it as we go through it, and anybody else who joins us. It's from Stanford Medical magazine, which is put out by Stanford University in America.
Yeah.
From the original stethoscope, invented more than 200 years ago, to the fleeting chirp of gravitational waves, sound has reverberated throughout the history of technology and scientific advances. Today, the role of sound in science extends beyond the range of audible frequencies. Ultrasound and other silent acoustic waves have made their way into researchers' repertoire, helping them push the boundaries of conventional medicine and research. Examples from 4 Stanford labs. Scientists are investigating the full spectrum, harnessing the nuances of noise and the power of acoustics to generate inventive, if not unexpected, technologies that show just how potent the combination of sound and science can be. Turning the irksome into the advantage. Nothing incites irritation in quite the same way as a lurking mosquito. But its high-pitched drone may actually help curb spikes in mosquito populations and, more importantly, the diseases that they pass on to humans. This, at least, is the premise behind Manu Prakash's newly launched app, Abuzz, A-B-U-Z-Z. Prakash, assistant professor of bioengineering created a buzz to digitally identify and tag mosquito species based on their hums. His vision built a soundscape that maps the global whereabouts of those voracious vectors and provide details about the diseases that they carry. It may seem lofty, but Prakash asserts that all he needs is an avid user base with access to mobile phones. Our goal is to, this is quoting from him now, our goal is to put the data in the hands of locals and public health organizations who are focused on mosquito disease elimination. Prakash says, we want this to provide details of mosquito ecology, species, associated diseases, the location of the recording, so that it can be a worldwide awareness and alert system for disease-carrying mosquitoes. What do you think of that, Annie?
I think for people who live in particularly hot countries like Indonesia, Africa, they are prone to getting malaria from mosses, basically. And I think we have to be really careful about this, because do you remember some time back the Australians brought cane toads over?
Yeah, I remember that, yeah. And they went wild.
The balance of that nature provides is exquisitely, I don't know, intimate with every living thing, isn't it? It's not just you bought the cane toads and that sorted that problem out, but then the cane toads have overrun. As much as I think it's a great idea for people to not contract malaria, I think that we have to be a bit careful about it, I think, because if we get rid of all the mozzies, what happens to other things as a result of that changing? I don't know, Jack.
Well,
I mean, you know, the mozzies are dreadful for giving people malaria, but I don't know what they might be affecting by them not being on the earth, basically. I don't know.
Well, mozzies are an important part of the food chain, so something's going to suffer further down the line, isn't it?
That's what I'm thinking. That was what I was thinking. But I do think for, you know, the human population, there's so many people that have died because of malaria that I can understand why that's come to pass.
Anyway, getting back onto the article, naturally, populating such a map will take time and a lot of users. So how does one collect that much data from far-flung corners of the globe? Recruitment and a simple training session, Prakash says, that consists of 4 basic steps. Venture out, creep up to a mosquito, or let it creep up to you.
I don't bloody think so. They've nibbled me enough the last couple of weeks. I think not. I'm not going to creep up to you.
Record its pitchy hum and send the data to a buzz for analysis. I don't think you're going to get a lot of takers for that one.
There's not going to be many participants in this, is there? Let's be honest.
So anyway, what's beautiful about a buzz is it's not just limited to mosquitoes. Right now, we're looking into whether we can use this method to identify sick versus sick versus healthy honeybees.
Oh, interesting.
That'd be useful. Yeah. That'd be useful.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Who's there, Andrew?
Amos.
Go on.
Amos.
Amos.
A mosquito.
A mosquito.
Knock,
Okay.
knock.
Who's there?
No.
know who?
Another mosquito. Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I'm a
who?
I'm getting damn sick of these mosquitoes.
You and me both, Andrew. Right. A buzz, the best man app of the insect world, uses software to determine if the recorded noise is really a mosquito and not a housefly or a distant jet or some other imposter. Then it compares the recording with a database of different mosquito buzzes and tries to find a match.
I don't know if it's because mosquitoes find my blood absolutely irresistible. And my two children, we read an article some time back that said that mozzies are particularly fond of O negative. So I think that myself and my children are very clued up to what's a mozzie and what's a blooming housefly, to be honest.
I'm O recess negative. So I don't know. Yeah, is that the one?
Yeah.
I'll stay away from the African continent from now on.
Yes,
Not that I've been before.
Anyway, the trouble with these buzzes is you wait ages for one and then two come together.
We're really just doing laughter medicine again, aren't we? Again. Just for change, just a change.
Ideally, knowing the geographic regions where specific mosquito species are recorded can help battle unwanted multiplication. Locals could look in their neighborhood for likely mosquito spawning areas and remove the larvae. Yeah, well, good luck with that one, mate. Or on a larger scale, agencies that try to hinder populations by releasing genetically modified mosquitoes. So we were talking about this the other day.
Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation.
Yeah, we were talking about this the other week.
Yeah, we were.
Releasing genetically modified mosquitoes could use the information to more precisely target regions and species. Releasing an army of mosquitoes into the ether may sound rather vile, but gene modifications in these mosquitoes make the offspring unviable, helping to curtail the climbing population. Yeah, that's the theory. And yeah, good luck to them. I think that's an absolutely laudable idea. As long as the ethics of the people involved are tip-top. You can just imagine how a thing like that could be abused, can't you?
Yeah. What's been happening with the COVID jabs, Jack?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly that.
People with
people aren't pregnant full term, or they can't conceive at all because of the effects of the things that are in the jabs, which is deliberate. So we've got to be real careful with it, haven't we?
Misguided people with dubious motives.
Yeah.
Have abused the technology.
Oh, absolutely, darling. Without a doubt. All those people who are into eugenics.
Yeah.
They're not going to win. Love always overcomes hatred. Light always overcomes darkness. And the truth always comes out in the end. And it is.
We're now going to talk about using acoustics to help build heart cells.
Mm-hmm.
Heart cells are among the most densely packed in the body. About 100 million fit into the space the size of a sugar cube. The compact structure crams the cells so close together that they can communicate with one another and beat as one lump.
Indeed.
For tissue engineers, however, it poses a tricky hurdle. Pack the cells too tightly and some won't get proper nutrients. Too loosely and they can't coordinate the beat. So we're talking about artificial hearts here, aren't we?
Mm.
Or artificial material used to repair hearts. Cardiologist Sean Wu had been probing the problem when he met Utkan. What are any of these people have normal names like John Smith? When he met Utkan Demercy, an acoustic bioengineer and professor of radiology. Utkan brought up this idea that we could use acoustics to pack the cells very densely and still maintain the ability to control and tune their organization. And we got really excited, says Wu. Demercy's idea exploits a type of acoustic signal that creates Faraday waves, which results from the physical perturbation of the interface of liquid and air. The waves cause ripples in the fluid, and anything floating in the liquid sloshes about too. You can trigger those ripples on the microscale, explains Demercy, like when the tides of an ocean sweep the sunken ship's treasures ashore. We're sort of doing the same thing with heart cells. The big difference, however, is that Demercy and Wu can control the swell by turning a knob that changes the waves. And we've got a lovely picture here of the different patterns. So maybe I can put that up on the YouTube version of this one.
Oh, thanks, Jack. That'd be brilliant.
Utkan Demercy and Sean Wu use acoustics to manipulate heart cells into intricate patterns. A simple change in frequency and amplitude puts the cells in motion, guides them to a new position, and holds them in place. Now, Annie, I don't think we've got time to read the whole of this, or we're going to be running over.
No.
So let's, I'll just put the link if anybody wants to read more of this
Okay.
in
Wonderful.
the show notes. Anything you want to add, Andrew, or ask?
I've been doing a bit of research of my own based on my own thoughts as you were talking, and really bringing us back to the beginning when you were talking about the creative word. You know, in the beginning God said, and went to John 1 verse 1. The word became flesh. In the beginning was the word, and the word was with God, and the word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and this life was the light of all mankind. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. When I read that now, because I mean that was one of the most beautiful things that I could talk about as a Christian, but now I see the creative power of sound, of the word, of, you know, everything that was made through it being spoken out.
Yeah.
And that took me to Isaiah 55 verse 11, where it says, "So is my word that goes out from my mouth. It will not return to me empty, but will accomplish what I desire and achieve the purpose for which I sent it." I'm quoting the New International Version. So basically, when we speak out, it is prophetic.
Yeah.
It's prophetic. It's
Absolutely.
powerful. As this is what I mean, it's referring to God, Isaiah 55:11. But I see ourselves. Yeah, but we are divinity personified in
We've
my
said
book.
so many times that we are a fractal of the divine. So if God can do it, we can.
We're not separate from God.
Exactly.
Jesus said,
It's-
greater things than this will you do, because I go to the Father. So
It's
he's
this
more or
whole
less
divine-
telling people, come on, you can do this,
You
what
can
I've
do
been
this
doing.
as well. If
Yeah.
I can do it, you can.
So
Yeah,
it's
absolutely.
it's a matter of being careful with our words, because what we speak into being, it's actually a creative power that we're releasing when we speak.
Yeah,
So we've got
indeed.
to watch our words and make sure that they are creating what we want in our life. Maybe our words don't create in other people's lives to the same extent, but they certainly create within our own lives.
Yeah.
Oh, for
So
sure.
yeah, and then I went back to Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was over the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the waters. And God said,
Yeah.
let there be light. And there was light. This is the same power that is resident within us, within our speech, within
without
our
doubt.
thoughts, within our being, our spiritual being. And
Yeah, sure does.
that's my contribution to the
No,
sound.
thank you, Andrew. No, it's true. All of that's true.
And don't forget the original, I'm not saying the original language, I don't know that, but the language which resonates most, the sound quality resonates the most in a creative way is Sanskrit.
Yeah.
The language, a modern language is a rubbish, but Sanskrit, you're actually making the right noises
Yeah.
for the sound to work.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not just the intention. When we do it in English, it's in the intention.
Are you referring to onomatopoeic words that sound
Possibly.
like what they are? So
No.
you've
No,
got
I'm
a real
not
buzz about that. Bzz, you know, the achoo, it's a sneeze. You go achoo, don't you? And the word achoo means a sneeze. That there are words like that, but you're not saying that. Sorry.
I'm talking about the Sanskrit language.
I thought you were saying that the Sanskrit language speaks in the way that we express ourselves outside of words, and the words are created by the sounds that the human body makes when it's just being natural.
Yeah. Right. While we're being natural and our bodies are making the sounds that our bodies make. So thank you so much, Andrew, for that. And thank you very much, Annie, for that marvellous research that you did.
Thank you. And thank you for suggesting it, lovely Jack Cox. That was great.
And if you're watching this on YouTube, please do like, share and subscribe, because it helps us get out to more people. And we'll see you all again next week.
Okay, me darling. Namaste.
Namaste.